Assalamu alaikum. Hello kids, how are you today? Are you enjoying our videos? For those who are new here, please watch our previous episodes. They're really great. Insha'Allah, today I'm going to tell you the story of Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam. Now, listen carefully. Bismillah. The story of Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam. There are different views about the family background of Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam. Some are of the opinion that he was the son of Noba, who was the son of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Some believed that his father's name was Boyab, while others said that he was the son of Mikil, who was the son of Yusayb bin Ibrahim, and his, Mikil's, mother was the daughter of Prophet Lut. Some said that Shu'aib's name was Shirun, and he was the son of Saikun, or Anka, or Sabit, who belonged to Prophet Ibrahim's family, while others believe he does not belong to Prophet Ibrahim's family, but his father had accepted Islam at the time of Prophet Ibrahim. Prophet Shu'aib lived among the people of Madian. He was one of the truly upright men living in Madian. The people living in Madian were mostly bandits and robbers, deceiving and stealing from one another. For the most part, they led a happy and prosperous life, earned from the bounties they stole. They always wanted more and more money, and they did all evil things to get what they wanted. They even started moving away from the one true God and started worshipping idols. They even worshipped the nature, thinking it was the real God. Some of them worshipped the sun. Some worshipped the moon. Some even worshipped the fire. As was the case with all the prophets of God, Prophet Shu'aib's mission was to call people to worship God alone and to follow His commandments. He tried to do so by reminding them of the graces showered on them by God. But the people didn't listen, and they told him, "Why would you ask us to leave the religion of our forefathers?" "O my people," replied the Prophet, "you have no other God but Him." The people continued with their evil ways. They looted the people who were unfortunate to pass through their towns. They insisted on leading a life of robbery and injustice, even though the Prophet did his level best to convince them of the punishment that lay ahead. Islamic historian Ibn Kathir tells us that the people of Madian were the first people to impose fees and tolls on the people who passed through their territory. The travelers were afraid of the people of Madian, and they would oblige to their demands, fearing their life. The people cheated with the scales and measures too. They never showed the true measure while dealing with people and cheated them. The Prophet tried pleading with them several times, asking them to be honest in their dealings. But the people refused to accept his words. Prophet Shu'aib continued to remonstrate with his people. He insisted that he was trying to help them. But, as is the way with the disbelievers, they mocked and belittled the Prophet. "We will never make good prophets if we don't cheat," one person shouted to the Prophet. "And the travelers are willing to pay toll for passing through our lands. Then why should we stop?" asked another. The Prophet tried to warn them of God's punishment. He pleaded with them again and again. But the people were getting really tired listening to him now. "If you don't stop your preaching, we will stone you and throw you out of the city," they warned him. The Prophet did not lose hope even then. He preached to them during the day and the night. He reminded them that he was trying to do what is best for them and not for his own personal gain. The people had enough by now. One day, they attacked the Prophet's house and took away all his belongings. They even dragged the Prophet out of his house. They did the same to his followers as well. They were thrown out of the city. "O people," the Prophet shouted, "change yourselves! Fear Allah!" Then one of the people said, "Tell your God to send his punishment." Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam had lost all his hopes by now. He wandered with his followers in the desert. He then turned to his Lord for help. The day of punishment finally arrived. The next day, the sun became extremely hot. "Ah, the sun is scorching hot today," said the people. "There is something strange happening." The people of Madian ran to their homes to escape the heat. The extreme heat lasted for 7 days. They tried to cool themselves with water, but the water evaporated quickly, leaving their skins exposed to the sun. The plants died one by one, the wells dried up, and the animals died of thirst. The people stayed indoors as they were scared to go out. On the 8th day, dark and gloomy clouds gathered on top of the city. When the people saw the dark clouds, they thought it was about to rain. One by one, the people ran outside to enjoy the rain. Everyone in the city were gathered outside by now. It was then that a huge lightning struck the city of Madian. People were dumbstruck. They didn't understand what was going on. Then came another lightning, followed by another, then another. The huge lightning caused the ground to shake, and people started falling down. Then came the rain of fire. The fire burned the houses to the ground. The flames burned everyone into ashes. Every evil person in Madian was killed that day. It was exactly like how the Prophet warned them. All the disbelievers were now destroyed. When the Prophet returned to the city the next day, he was not surprised or sad to find everyone dead. He said he didn't feel sorry for the people, as he tried warning them many times. The people of Madian had been fighting against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet continued to call people to Allah for a long, long time. Did you like the stories, friends? If you liked the video, don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell to keep updated on all our videos. Please tell your friends about the channel as well. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you another great story, the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. That's all for today. Goodbye!